What if you stopped reacting to everything in your life and started creating everything for yourself? What if you stopped allowing external circumstances to control you and what you do every day and started controlling what you did for yourself every single day? What if you became unrecognizable from the person that you are today? What if you actually lived the life that you desire deep down inside? What if that was able to happen much sooner than you believed possible? What if you were able to remove yourself from whatever negative situation that you're in starting today? What if you were able to create the life that you always wanted starting today? What if you knew that your dream life has already been created? It's already been done, and all you need to do is step into it. What if all you needed to do was recognize that you create your own reality and that you can pull your future forward? What if you could change your state at any moment to become unbothered, no anxiety, no anger, no frustration, no lack of hope? What if at any moment you could decide how you reacted to people, to situations? What if you stopped complaining? What if you stopped focusing on the negative? What if all you saw and felt was the life that you've always wanted to live? These are a lot of big questions, and I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to you about this stuff. But it's always lived within inside of me. It's always been there since I was little Kassidy. I've always seen the world in two different frames. The negative, frustrated, I'm not living my life frame. As a kid, as a teenager, in growing up into the corporate world, why is this always happening to me? And then I always had the other frame of, I'm in control of my reality. I can do what I want. I am meant for more. I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm special. But the fear always held me back. The lack of understanding how I can take control of my life held me back. So today we're going to talk about creating your reality and pulling your future forward. And before I jump into it, the book, Be Your Future Self Now, is a huge inspiration for this and has changed my life. Be Your Future Self Now. And so today I'm going to help you bridge the gap between where you're at today and where you want to go and the actual things that you can do to shift your frame and take action on becoming the future version of yourself. The only difference between you now and the future version of yourself is the future version of yourself did all the things that were necessary to become that version. But they started today where you're at right now and changed their frame and changed their habits, changed their behaviors, changed their actions, and became unrecognizable in how they show up in the world. What you need to understand first is that where you're at is exactly where you're meant to be based on every single decision, every single thought, every single action that you have made up until this point. You are exactly where you are because of everything that you've done up to this point. The way you've thought, the way you've felt, all the decisions that you've made have led you exactly where you are today. You may not have known, but you have been in control of your life this entire time, and you have led yourself exactly right here. The great news is that as soon as you change something, your life will change. As soon as you make a decision to change your thoughts, change your feelings, and change your behaviors, that's when your life will change. Your future self is not some far-off being that is untouchable. Your future self is one change in thought away, because your thoughts control your feelings, control your actions. When you realize that you are in control of how you feel about every situation and how you feel and respond to everything that is happening around you, that's when your life begins to change. You become more aware of how society and everyone around you is reacting and responding to what is happening to them. But when you can reframe your life to things are happening for you and ask the question, why is this happening for me? Then you change your thoughts, which change your feelings, which change your actions. I still struggle with getting upset while driving. I don't even like using the word road rage because I'm ashamed of it. I feel shame around that. I do not have road rage. I still struggle with getting upset. But from where I was many years ago to where I am now, I'm a completely different person while I'm driving the car. And that is legitimately because I change how I think and feel while I'm in the car. I talk to myself. I use words. I reframe my thinking in how I respond to people that are driving around me. I now know that I am in control of how I respond, and that if I'm looking for problems and anger and other drivers and being upset, then that's exactly what I'm going to get. If I'm looking for peace and calm and presence in myself and in my drive, that's exactly what I'm going to get. Imagine becoming a person that is so unbothered by everything that is going on around them because they are so present and aware and in control of their own emotions and their own actions and their own life. Imagine becoming the person that you've always wanted to be, that is completely unbothered and can control their emotions and reactions and thoughts and feelings to create the life that they've always wanted. Most of us are waiting for permission to go become a different person. This happened to me in my relationship where I was projecting my own emotions and my own desires and my own insecurities onto my wife. I was telling her everything she should be doing. When I finally realized what I was doing is I was telling her everything I wanted to do. All my desires to create this future life, to create this content, to create this life of freedom and design and hospitality and real estate investing and connecting with people. I was telling her what to do, and everything I was telling her to do was actually what I wanted to do for myself. But I was not in a place where I could give myself permission to create the life I wanted for myself. So I was looking to get permission through her or through other people or through other communities. I was outsourcing my confidence and I was projecting my own desires onto other people because I needed them to give me permission. I grew up in a way that I didn't feel comfortable or confident in going and doing things that were scary on my own. I didn't feel comfortable or confident going and taking the leap on my own. So I've always needed someone else nearby that is giving me the permission I need to go be myself. They act as a shield to anyone's opinions. They're not judging me for me being my unique and authentic self because I'm with this other person. It's this other person. They're judging them. It was their decision, not mine. I'm outsourcing my confidence and I'm projecting my desires onto other people, and I'm using other people as shields. I used to. But we look at other people to give us permission when in reality, you have permission to recreate yourself. You give yourself your own permission. And when you do that, that's when people will respect you. That's when people will show up for you. And that's when all the toxic friends and toxic relationships and negativity will exit your life. When you start doing things for yourself and giving yourself your own permission, the toxicity leaves and the positivity comes in. The encouragement, the real ones, those are the people that show up when you start doing something for yourself. And the people that judge you and hate on you, when you become so unbothered because you are doing something for yourself, nobody else's opinion matters. The first step in being able to create your reality and become your future self is by not caring what anyone thinks about you and stepping into the life that you want to live, your authentic self and the thing that you want to do most in this world. And because it's actually what you want to do, the opinions of others stop mattering. It doesn't mean that you don't feel it and it's not hard and you have to push through it, but because you want to do it so bad and because it's who you're meant to be, it stops mattering and it doesn't stop you. You have to find your purpose and find your why, and that's the next step, is writing it down and saying it out loud. The way that you find what you truly want to do is by listening to yourself. You sit down with yourself in quiet with a pen and a journal, and you write down and journal. And you do it very specifically. You use I have statements. You say, I am powerful. I am a light and I need to shine. I have this much real estate. I am creating this. You write down all of the things that you want, but you write them in I have statements over and over and over again. And you do this every day or as often and frequently as you can. And then the more that you do this, the more that your true desires will come out. You will see these things that are repeating on the page. You will feel emotions tied to what you're writing. Your inner self will start to feel what you're writing on the page. And that's when you know that you're starting to create the thing that you want to create. That's when you know that you're starting to uncover your true desires. So then the next step is you share what you're writing with the people that you love, or with people you don't love, with strangers. I don't care. You need to go say the things that you want out loud. And you need to state them as if you've already done them, already have them, or you're doing them. I meet so many real estate investors that say, I want to buy real estate. I wish I could. I want to. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. That's a common one. If you're talking to someone and they say, oh, I've always wanted to, or I'm thinking about buying an investment property, versus someone that comes up to you and says, I'm buying short-term rentals, I'm buying hotels, these are the types of hotels that I'm buying, I'm trying to buy $20 million worth of real estate in the next couple of years, do you know anyone that can help me? That person may or may not know anything about investing in real estate. They may or may not have already bought property, but their language has shifted, their commitment has shifted. They are speaking out their desires and what they truly want out loud, so that the universe can respond. People and the universe respond to a commitment to your true purpose. So you're writing things down in the I am, I have statements over and over as many days as you can. You're rereading those and you're looking for themes. You're writing the same stuff over and over. That's okay. That's good. You're talking about future you and how you've already achieved it, how you've already accomplished it. And then you're going and telling as many people as you can the stuff that you're writing down. You can read it directly, you can share it on social media, you can text it to people, you can take a photo and send it, you can talk to your spouse, tell your parents, and tell them in the way that you've already achieved it. And you'll start to see that the commitment from the universe will show up, because you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. And what that means is you have to connect the dots by stepping forward and taking the leap. But the path does not become clear until you commit and take the leap. You will have to take a step off of the ledge. And that step, that next step, may not appear until your foot is a centimeter off the ground, but it will appear because your level of commitment tells the universe that you're doing it. And the more committed you are, the more the universe will respond in kind. The more specific you can get when you're writing these things down, the better. I want you to get so specific that you can visualize your future self. The ability to put yourself into your future state by visualizing, by practicing, by role-playing in your mind, by seeing the colors, by seeing the people, by smelling the smells, by moving around in your future space, by talking to people in this visualization, by seeing the faces, by seeing the money, the abundance, the love, the joy, the play, by seeing all of this in your mind over and over and over again, this is how it will become true. Everything that I've ever written down has come true, or it will come true. When I go back and I look at everything that I've ever written down, it's been too small. I wish I would have thought bigger. I wish I would have written down bigger. And so that's what I'm working on now. But I will tell you, everything that you write down and then speak out loud, you will get commitment from the universe. You will get commitment from friends, family, colleagues. You will see that people appear out of nowhere that you never knew before that are helping you achieve your goals. These are the dots that will connect you to your future self. You just can't see them yet. Writing down, speaking out loud, and visualization removes the rumination and the chaos in your brain. So many entrepreneurs, so many people in general, we have chaos brain, we have anxiety, we have to think about it. I will tell you that thinking about it does not solve the problem. It does not help you get to your future self. You need to get that chaos brain onto paper, you need to talk to people, and you need to visualize what your future looks like. Then that's how you solve the problems. That's how you figure it out, is you start moving forward, and these are the steps that you take to move forward. So when you visualize your future self, and when you're writing these things down, you're gonna start to see core themes and things that appear. And what I want you to do is I want you to only focus on those core themes, those specific things that are coming out that you want to focus on and work on. And I want you to notice that there's probably only 2 to 3 things that really boil to the top. I want you to only focus on one of those. Only focus on one of those things. And I want you to pick the thing that lights you up the most and scares you the most. Anything that is neutral, anything that is like, take it or leave it, that is not the thing that you should be focused on. We tend to try to do too much all at once. In this stage, to become your future self, I want you to focus on one thing that will make everything else in your life easier, more abundant, more joyful, more playful, and get you closer to your dreams. That means that some other things will have to disappear. You're going to have to say no to so many things. You're going to have to unwind current commitments, because what you're going to do with each decision that you make moving forward is you're going to ask yourself, what would future me do? Would future me go out to the bars tonight? Would future me agree to this contract? Would future me continue working this job? Would future me buy this real estate deal? Would future me go on this vacation? Would future me still be friends with these people? Every day I, Kassidy, reframe all of my decisions around what would future Kassidy do? I have a bracelet around my wrist that says destined on it because it reminds me that I am destined to live out my dreams in their full capacity. And so I look at it and it reminds me that future Kassidy makes the decisions that he needs to make, that he knows deep down are the right decisions to make to become his future self. In the moments that I'm most fearful and most scared and most resistant, I look down at my wrist and I see the word destined, and I know that I need to make the decision to move forward on the things that I'm most afraid of, because that is what is going to help me become my future self, because my future version did the things that he was most afraid of to become the future version of himself. We are too comfortable and set in our ways. We have created default pathways. We have created default behaviors. We have created default ways of being. And what I'm asking you to do is break that and go become your future version of yourself, because that's who you want to be. You do not want to be the person you are today because you know you're meant for more. This life is too short to not do things that are for you and for your family and for joy and happiness and love and prosperity and abundance. Life is too short to not live it to its fullest. So what would future version of you do in every moment, in every decision? What would they do? So you've got your journal with the things that light you up the most for being your future self. You've got your journal with the things that are guiding you in your direction. You're talking to people. You're telling people exactly what you're doing. You're getting a commitment from the universe. You're asking yourself every day, what would future me do? And you're taking steps each and every single day. You're interrupting your behavior. You're interrupting the patterns. And now you need to go unwind your existing life. You need to go remove the things that are not lighting you up, that are not serving you, and are not in alignment with the future version of yourself. Because the sooner that you say no to the things that are not in alignment with the future version of yourself, that's when you become the future version of yourself. You need to say no to everything that is not you in the future, because that is how you become the future version of yourself. You don't do those things. Your activities and time and energy, everything you spend time and energy on right now, in the next 6 months, 80% of that needs to go away. You need to be doing 80% new things in the next 6 months if you want to become a new version of yourself. But that means you need to subtract so much out of your life. You are doing too much, and you are doing too much that is not in alignment with your future self. You are distracting yourself with other people's activities and other people's requests and other people's time, and it is not who you are becoming. You are not living your life by design. You are living your life by default. And each day you are living on repeat. You are repeating each day over and over and over again. It's the same day over and over and over again. And you know you're meant for more, but you're allowing other people to steal your time and your energy, and you're not doing anything for yourself. This is where you start doing things for yourself. And you become the future version of yourself. The great thing is, as soon as you make the decisions to do what I'm saying here, as soon as you make these decisions and you remain consistent and you only do what future you would do, you begin living that life a lot sooner than you think. You become the future version of yourself a lot sooner than you think. It happens as soon as you make these decisions. It happens as soon as you change your thoughts and change your behaviors. You may not make all the money and be in the house and living that life just yet, but it will feel like it because your energy is in alignment with who you're meant to be. I want you to become unrecognizable. I want people to look at you and say, wow, you've changed. And I want you to smile and be lit up and say, yes, I have. You can be the best, most authentic, confident version of yourself and be the most kind, generous, loving person as well. You don't have to be meek to be liked. You don't have to be small anymore. You can create the most expansive, largest life that you've ever wanted to live. You can be the person that breaks out of the rut. You can be the person that actually creates the life they want to live. All you have to do is ask yourself, what would the future version of me do? Am I acting as if I'm destined to live my life to the fullest? Am I making decisions as if I'm destined to become the person I've always wanted to be? Am I acting as if I'm destined to do everything I've ever wanted? The gap between who you are today and your future self is so small. Everything you've ever wanted is right out in front of you. It is so close. It's so much closer than you think. But you have to become the version of yourself that is ready to receive everything that you've ever wanted. Right now, when you're still doing things that are out of alignment, you're still reacting, you're still living by default, you're still being distracted, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not focused on yourself. As soon as you start doing everything for yourself and the future version of yourself, the universe will respond and you will become the person that is ready to walk through the door that will open as soon as you make the decision to become the future version of yourself. This is the secret. This is the work. I want you to write it down every day. I want you to say it out loud to everybody that will listen. I want you to focus on one thing, and I want you to subtract everything that is not in alignment. If you do that, and you do that consistently every single day, and you ask yourself, what would future me do? It is inevitable that you will become your future self. There is no question that you will be able to become your future self. This has been For Your Own Good. I appreciate you. I love you. Peace.